What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is ConsoleChronicles. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video, and I hope you guys do enjoy your stay. And today, I have another story time with Console Chronicle episode for you guys, so I hope you guys will sit back, relax, sip on whatever you're sipping on, and just listen to me rant about my life at GameStop. So, on the last episode where I left off, I just got hired with the company, new management changes, and the last thing I said was I almost got fired. And this is a very interesting story. Let me rephrase it though. I didn't really get fired. Get close to getting fired. I was more like accused of the of stuff that could have got me fired. So you guys will understand what I mean in a minute. But anyways, so Josh is the new store manager, and Ash, the girl who I thought she was kind of a bitch, she's the new assistant manager at the store, and I still a normal key holder. Now, Ash, let me say this real quick. Ash was honestly the only person at that time that I really enjoyed working with, because in the back of my head I always knew Josh really just didn't like me. I had this like little nagging feeling in my head, and Ash was the very honest person with me. She told me, how the company operates, and how I should, not expect this or that or everything. So she really opened my eyes up when it comes to GameStop, and to this day I will always appreciate that, and I value her friendship still to this day. But after the point where Josh became store manager, he and I had a little bit of a talk. This was about early August of 2013. I just came back from a vacation that I took with my family, and he wanted to talk to me. And at first, I thought he was going to be like, you took a vacation too early or whatever, because I was kind of afraid of that. I told my parents, I'm like, I just got this job, I shouldn't take a vacation this early. They're like, no, it's fine. You already had it approved. You're fine. I'm like, okay. So, but Josh actually wanted to talk to me about my performance, and I'm like, oh, did I do something wrong? He's like, well, your numbers are good, you get good reservations, all this stuff. However, you don't really do processing that well when it comes to processing the games. And I'm like, what do you mean? And they said, well, you're very slow at it, or I have to tell you what to do half the time without you actually doing it. It would be way more impactful if you actually did it, instead of me saying every 5 seconds, hey, Keon, do this, Keon, do this. And of course, I'm defending myself. I'm like, no, that's not true. I don't do that. I always take the initiative. And Josh is like, why are you getting so defensive? Like, this is my point exactly. So I understood his point of view, and I said, okay, I will work on it. At this point, I'm pissed. I'm really pissed off. I'm like, man, are you serious? Like, I know you're the manager, but half the time you're just standing around. You're just staying around, just waiting for someone to walk in, and or whatever, or you call your girlfriend. It kind of pissed me off. So, I let it go. So, I was basically a mute for the next week. The only person I really talked to was Ash, and that was the only when she and I were working. But everyone else, I was just like, yeah, okay, all right. I'm very just quiet. When I had a customer, of course, I would be turn on the happy face and everything. But when I was just us, I kind of just let it go. And Josh, I think he could tell that I was pissed off at him, so he kind of tried to make up for it a little bit by trying to be a little like buddy buddy with me. But I look past the disguise. And then after that was maybe late August, early September of 2013. He went to a managers conference in Anaheim, California, which was basically like a GameStop store managers version of an E3 Expo, where they get to test out the cool games. And ironically enough, that was the year that Call of Duty Ghost came out. And I asked him, oh, how was the game? And he wasn't a big fan of Call of Duty or anything. He played the game, but he was just like, it was okay. I mean, it was the same. and that should have been my first sign when he said that. But I was like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't play like I do. So, but anyways, after the point where he came back, I had majorly improved. And Ash was like, Josh has noticed a major improvement in you. You should be proud. And I'm like, cool. So when he came back, I thought we were going to talk about, like an update, And I should also say this. Before he left, a low-level associate like myself, a GA, he was given a keyholder position, the SGA position, temporarily while Josh was gone, just so we had the full keyholder staff instead of just two people. When I mean two people, I mean the assistant manager and the other SGA. So there was at the time a manager, assistant manager, and an SGA. Now we had an assistant manager and one SGA and a backup SGA is what it's called. So I'm gonna say this right now. I to this day, he and I don't really get along anymore. And it's weird because we went to high school together. And I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want this to get back to him. But I was really pissed off at what he did, and I'll let you know what is in just a second. But he handled the job as SGA, and I only worked with him once during that week that Josh was gone, and he honestly that day too, he kind of did a piss poor job looking back on it now. Of course, back then he was way better than me, so I can't really say much. But now, if I mean, I'm the assistant manager, so if he worked under me now, I would have been really pissed off at his performance. But anyways, I'm sorry, I'm ranting a little bit about that. So when Josh came back, he pulled me aside, we talked, and he's like, well, so-and-so, like I'm not going to name his name, so-and-so said that you did this, that you handled your own personal transaction. And I'm like, he said, what? He said, yeah, you got onto the computer, you logged in, and you basically pre-ordered something for yourself, or I think he said I pre-ordered something. Yeah, I pre-ordered something for myself, and I was just like, I thought you couldn't even log on because at the time of the old system, when you log under your name, if you try searching for your phone number, it'll flag and say no, you can't do that. So I was just like, that doesn't make sense. Like I can't even do that. So I was a little pissed off that he accused me of this. I'm like, no, that didn't happen. Like I never did that. And of course, what does Josh say? Why are you getting so defensive? And I said, because you're accusing me of basically doing something that I could get fired for. That's why. And he's like, well, did you do it? And I'm like, no, I didn't do it. I don't know why this guy would say I did it. I didn't even know that was a thing. I've literally been working for this company like a little bit less than 2 months. How would I know how to do this? And so he's like, well, I can check it, right? I'm like, go right ahead, dude. Like, I didn't do it. And he's like, no, I'll take your word for it. I'm like, clearly you're not taking my word for it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here right now. So we let it go, and at that point, I'm like, I know you and that guy are buddies because you guys started working for the company together and everything. But I was I felt very disrespected. He said that, and he accused me of that. So then I went out there, and this was about an hour or two later, and the girl, the SGA, I'm not gonna name her name either. She was just like, so I heard that you handle your own personal transaction. Like, come on, you're smart in that, Keon. I'm like, I didn't do this. I don't know why he's telling everyone that I did this. I didn't do it. And she's like, we can check it, right? I'm like, go right ahead. Literally, fuck it. Go right ahead. And when I said that, I was kind of afraid for a second that maybe he did something like maybe he did it without me knowing. And I was like, oh shit, what if he did it? Thank God that wasn't the case and there was nothing there. Because she pulled it up, I was like, oh, there's nothing here. I'm like, no shit, because I didn't do anything. Like, I don't know what he's talking about. Why would he accuse me of this? And now looking back on it, I know why, because I was actually on the fast track of becoming a key holder, and he basically, because of his performance that week that Josh was gone, our district manager's like, he's never gonna get that promotion. I'm just saying that right now. And I'm like, damn. But yeah, no, I had to basically defend myself, and it really pissed me off, and I almost contemplated quitting, but Ash, kind of the assistant manager, she was just like, just keep a level head. I'll talk to Josh. I believed you this whole time, so just hang tight. I'm like, all right, if you say so. And I'm going to leave it at here, guys, because the next episode we're going to start talking about seasonal stuff. Not seasonal. Well, technically seasonal because it's the holiday season. So we're going to start talking about the holiday season, and that's going to get very, very exciting. Because this was also the year that the consoles, the PS4 and the Xbox One, just came out. And also the year that Grand Theft Auto and the worst Call of Duty in a lot of people's minds, Call of Duty Ghosts, came out. So we'll get to that in the next episode, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy this episode. And if you guys haven't seen the previous episode, check it out in the link. The link will be in the description. Let me know what you guys think of the series so far. I'm having fun with this. I'm having fun talking about my life here at GameStop. This won't be like an insanely long series, but this will be a fun series nonetheless. So if you guys did enjoy the video, let me know. I'm going to be going now. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Bye.